This first piece was written specifically for it. I might need some help with the beginning, which is just the sound you get when you call a wrong number. And it goes, eep. See my voice? I've been sick for a week. I can't hit any notes higher than this. So, eep. Can you do it with me? You have reached a number that has become disillusioned or is out of reach, out of bounds, out of touch, out of country, out of excuses, out of luck, out of bondage, out of range, beyond specification, in a frenzy, in a pickle, beyond the beyond, in a muddle, in a puddle, left out in the rain, out of ammo, out of its element, out on a limb with Shirley MacLaine. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, I'm sorry to say nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing could be more predetermined than this moment. This encounter with uncertainty has been stalking you for a long time. The party you were trying to reach is at another party. Oh, did you not get the invitation? I'm afraid all the parties are off braiding each other's hair, licking one another's genitals, pumping each other's pillows, and other acts of care, up to and including attending each other's birthday parties, backyard barbecues, cocktail formals, bridal showers, tea dances, phone parties, office parties, quinceañeras, raves, barn dances, festivals of the spirit. A party loves a party loves a party. 1,000 paths have led here. You do have some choices. You can hang up and dial again. You can hang up mid-ring. You always do. They know it's you. Don't think you're getting away with anything. You can wait for the phone to ring, but the chance of it being a person and not an overseas fax machine are slim. You can call a person you love who loves you, even if you despise them for loving you. You can call a stranger and try to get them to make love to you over the phone, only you can't come in those situations because you have a fear of being hung up on in the middle of an orgasm. You could stay on the line. I mean, I'm here. I know it's not what you bargained for. The female robot voice is an amalgam of many voices, restreamed and modulated to sound matronly and competent. Not a turn-on for most people. Do you think you could say something? I'm really laying myself on the line. Thanks. So the rest of what I'm going to read to you is from a new manuscript that I'm working on called, I guess it's called Cream, An American Girlhood. And it's just scraps of poems, and they sort of weave in and out of voices and different times and different subjects. But you'll get some kind of a gist of it just from what I read today. We were told it would taste like cream. After such disappointment, how does one live? Counterfeit daughters in tourniquet jeans and blue shadow. Carved from the sword that ate the swan so elegantly, I am a tree, many daggers inside me. In olden days, you wandered about. You tasted things you weren't supposed to. You didn't die. Hey, succulent. Hey, succubus. In self-defense class, we learned pretending to be crazy was a good defense against rape. After years of testing this theory more broadly on telemarketers and boyfriends and people hassling me on the street, at some point I realized I didn't have to pretend. Dream of stripping on a beach, but lo, there are windows opening in the surf. And the fourth wall is broken, and you wait for them to come out of the water and put their cold hands on you. Pen, insula, almost an island. What are those trees with the broad, spear-shaped leaves and those long pods hanging down in clumps? Catalpa, black locust, honey locust. Slabs of sunlight angle down from various slits in the clouds. The inhabitants of Earth don't know what hit them. They are bedeviled by light and shadow both. In my view from the plane, it is plain how impersonally light fingers the land. And yet, how those fingers stir. I can't love this tragedy right now. That was the year we tried drinking our own piss for health reasons and drinking each other's piss for sex reasons, until one of us realized her tattoos were fading abnormally fast, and we decided not to let the health thing go any further. Plastic garbage bags over their heads. They look like broad tobacco leaves stacked to dry. The cut stalks emit a sticky resin, dark brown, like the teeth of the commander, like the grime under a fingernail. Are we human? Are we animal? The difference being what? The difference being the elaborateness of our strategy. We saw our future in a shallow pan of grease. We saw it smoking. She went through periods of shapelessness. Her body was a nuisance to her. Her only philosophy was light. She was drawn to colors that were no longer colors, bleached by the sun or relentless weather. She could not walk by a taxidermy shop, could not abide a butcher's. At times she felt marvelously jealous. It was a special talent. She could compare herself to anyone, anything. Why can't I be as shapely as that drainpipe? Look at the waist on that dog. How I wish I were that baby in that stroller with such beautiful lumbering parents. They are clumsy but good and will never deny me. When, in the street, another man asks my name, I tell him it is Agony. That's a pretty name, he says. I am inside the building, and you are outside the building, waiting for me, your tongue unlaced. Conversely, you are inside the building, and I am outside the building, stiffening. Or I am not waiting, but trying to flee, but something holds me on an invisible stalk, your cock bleeding in a pastoral landscape. Or we are both inside, moving through its parched hallways. Or outside, drinking each other's polluted effluent. Or you are the building, and I am lying on my back in the basement clutching a stick of dynamite. And when I am the building, you cover me with driving ivy and choke out the light. Even when the building is condemned, we keep returning to it, for the thrill of old habits, to measure our safe distance by the amount of dust accrued on its gilders. She would go deep into the word and relieve it of its power. Poor, a sweet, tired syllable. She would rub its feet. She forgot about stigma. This was her Americanness. She refused to believe in stigma, though the signs were everywhere. Whoring was as American as the Mississippi, a ruby cleft in its parched heart. Hey, succulent. Hey, succubus. Air plucks the moisture from my skin. It almost feels like being touched. I cry often and am consequently dehydrated. I'm going to stop there. Thank you all very much.